All right. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready, Freddy.
All right. Going live. I'm gonna press the button.
Uh-oh.
Pressing the button.
Uh-oh.
The button's been pressed. Where are you? Where did you go?
I should, oh, I'm glad my camera didn't, like, cut out again. I thought that's what you meant.
Okay, there you
I'm
are.
gonna pull up your stream. I should probably do that. Let's see.
Can't you see me on this little camera over here?
I can
Hi.
see you on, oh, yeah, I thought, oh, yeah, okay. You're using your professional camera for the other stream, aren't you?
That's right.
Ah,
The people of YouTube get to see me in all of my 4K glory.
ah, gotcha. So
Yeah.
I get the crapshoot over here off to the
Oh
side, huh?
yeah, you get the terrible. I mean, you've seen me in person, so you know that I am beautiful. So you don't need.
I wasn't planning on going that direction with it, but also, let me see. I'm trying to retweet your tweet. Where's your tweet here? Oh, there
Oh,
it
I
is.
should tweet a tweet also.
Didn't
I'm
you just
tweeting.
tweet the tweet? You just tweeted the tweet.
I'm tweeting another
I'm
tweet.
quite dark. I just realized that too. Or is that my camera? Maybe.
You're a little dark, a little bit.
That's a little better, I think. Unless
And
Discord's lying to me, who knows?
the image is a little dark, but I can make out your face. And
You.
I'm glad that that YouTube is getting to see all of the behind the scenes stuff that we normally do on like sound and video check.
Oh
Uh,
yes, yes.
they're getting to just watch us do it live.
If there's one sobering reality that like we try to keep people away from seeing in like our refined videos, it's whenever a creator does a live stream, because whatever can happen will happen. And I don't know, I think it's nice for them to see that we're human, and that we all obviously, well, they know that I screw up, and they know that you
Oh
screw
no,
up quite
I
a bit,
basically
right?
I basically only screw up. There's very few things that I actually do correctly. So
There you go. This is just a perfect embodiment of our
yeah,
characters then.
yeah. Yeah, what's going on? Look at everybody's jumping into the YouTube stream. What's going on, people? Thank you very much for coming and hanging out on what day is it? It's a Monday. It's a Monday night.
Manic Geek says I'm a pretty dark person in general.
Yeah.
he,
that my,
he just
I mean, Mike,
oh
yeah,
man.
Mike is here too. So thanks, Mike, for coming and hanging out and probably banning a few people as we go. Um, he doesn't he
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
he doesn't swing that big of a hammer. Like occasionally, he really gets he just wants to do it, Um,
Yeah.
so,
It's nice.
but
Those are the best kind. I mean, the people that like, oh, I see you now on your regular cam. Yeah, you're looking a lot more crispy on that one.
oh
Jeez,
yeah,
I'm getting this like Walmart version of your stream. Good
I
God.
know it is the deep discount camera version. It's
Yeah.
like you went on Amazon and bought the cheapest webcam that you could, and that's what Greg is seeing right now.
Your nose
For
is like so pasty, and it just blends in with your cheeks, so it looks like he doesn't actually.
for those of you that don't know, those of you YouTube viewers who don't know, when you do a stream like this, I can't have my good camera showing to YouTube and on the Discord call to Greg. It doesn't work that way. It cannot feed both. So in order to have Greg have something to see, I have a webcam up here that he is having to watch, and
You
it's
know what you could do? You know what you
what could
could
I
do?
do?
All right, you could deactivate the webcam on the Discord side,
Mm-hmm.
screen capture, and then screen capture yourself, like that section of your screen that's going live to YouTube, so that I can see that section of you on
I
your
mean,
screen, which is the same.
can you see my face right now? Because that sounds terrible.
Well,
That sound
yeah, no, I know. I already have enough of that in the actual live feed. But anyway, you could. I'm just saying, there's a possibility
I
that
could do that. That seems like a lot of work. I
it's
mean,
yeah. If you move the window around, and it's like I see other parts of your screen. So it's
yeah,
like,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, probably not
yeah.
worth it.
So what's up, man? How have you been? How are your holidays? Anything of note happened to you, or Lisa, or family, or anything like that?
I feel like we didn't even. I had a great holiday season. It was very nice, but is that Pepsi? But I feel like it just all went by super fast. I can't snap, so I'm acting like it just was here one day and gone the next, and like New Year's didn't even exist for me. Like that was just like another day.
Yeah,
Christmas was here, and it seemed like it lasted an hour or two, and then it was gone. The day was over. Family came in. That was nice. Just immediate family, and pretty much it. That's pretty much all we did. Yeah, we played a lot of wiffle
Awesome.
ball in the backyard. That was fun. So
Oh
just
yeah,
house
it's still
activities.
warm enough to do that, huh?
Yes.
It was like 30 degrees here at maximum.
Ooh.
So, yeah, we were
Oof.
stuck inside. This morning I walked out to my car and I almost fell on my ass in the middle of the road. It was just all ice.
You know what I saw?
Uh,
I saw a TikTok. I know TikTok. I saw a TikTok of this dude who had to take a hammer and literally hammer the ice off of his car because he couldn't open his door. Is that
there
like a real
seems there's
thing?
got to be a better way to do that.
Oh yeah, well yeah,
Like,
I think the hammer was a bit extreme, but like, does that happen? Like, does your car just get so cold that it freezes shut and you have to like
well,
thaw it out?
yeah, so that's a thing. Like doors and
Uh,
windows freezing shut is actually a thing. It's especially embarrassing if like if you don't really realize it and you get in your car and you go to like a drive-through and you go to like roll your window down and it doesn't move, and so you have to like be one of those idiots that opens their door in the middle of the
yeah,
drive-through to like try to get your food or
yeah.
whatever.
I have been there before, and it was not because of the cold. It was just because it just happened to break. It was an older car, and that's it's one of those things you just like. I'm the kind of guy, and instead of like subjecting myself to that kind of torment, I would just walk into the store and just like order whatever.
Yeah, but
This
you
was
don't realize it till like
pre everything, but
you're like in the channel there to
Oh, you
order.
don't know?
You
Yeah, yeah.
can't
You're
you
stuck
can't
between
go
cars.
anywhere, you know. So,
Suck.
all right. So we got a super chat, and I said that all super chats will be read on stream. And this super chat says BPS
Say
pen
it.
Big Pen
No,
15.
no,
It
no.
says Pen 15. It's Big Pen 15, sweetie. So
No.
I don't know what that
Oh,
means. Pen 15, whatever. I
oh.
have to figure it out at a later time. But thank
It's
you very
just
much.
anatomy. It's just anatomy, Brian. That's
Thank you
it.
very much, Zane, for the $2. Maybe if it had been $5, I would have said it.
You're too cheap on it there. You see what
Yeah,
happens? What happens when you go
yeah.
cheap? You get the discount
You
version of
get you get
Brian.
the actual read of what you wrote. Yeah. So I actually wanted to talk about a few things. We'll take some questions from chat as we go, and Mike and Remix are here moderating. So if you guys happen to see any good questions, shoot them over to me. You could like Twitter DM me or something like that, and we'll try to get to them as we go along. But there were a couple things that I actually did want to talk about with you. One of them was, unfortunately, Mike reminded me of this earlier today. Right now, we would be in Las Vegas under normal circumstances, and
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
Jeez.
you didn't even I didn't even realize it till he mentioned that to me this morning. Um, so it's unfortunate. Do you miss CES? Do you think like it's good to take a break from travel? Like would you rather be there, or what do you think?
Um, I mean, I miss it and I don't. I mean, there are reasons why I missed it. There are reasons why I don't. Obviously, I'll take any chance I get, or I used to take any chance I could get to leave the house, to travel, to do whatever. And of course,
Hmm.
now that I have a family, I'm married and have a kid now, it's a little harder to leave them even for work. But it's just part of the job. I knew that, and that was something that I talked to Lisa about beforehand. Like, look, I'm probably going to be gone a lot. Little did we know that this year, or the previous year,
Yeah.
I should say, was going to be so crazy. Um, it was something like I had talked to Lisa about taking all three of us to Taiwan because that was where I met her
Mm.
in 2017. 2017? Jeez, yeah, 2017. Yeah. It was something we were looking forward to, and then when all that gets canceled, it's disappointing, but I don't know. I mean, the parts of it that I don't miss, like I don't miss the crowds. I would say that pre everything that's going on last year,
Yeah.
or after, I never liked crowds of people. I mean, the tech was cool. It was cool seeing all that stuff, but like at the end of the day, I just see it all as like, all right, well, I'm gonna have to make a video on this, on this, on this, on this, and this, and I have like this
Yeah.
whole list of like tons of things to do when I get back home. So it's nice to step away from the typical routine, but at the same time, I know in the back of my head that this is just all potential work. That I'm solely gonna have to handle. I mean, you do all your work yourself on your channel too. It's like that's it just kind of weighs you down after a while. So a bit
Yeah.
sobering, but fun. I don't know.
Well, like we both brought production assistants with us last year, right? You
Sure.
brought your brother, I brought
Yep.
Mike. And that really does help because it is such an enormously stressful week or so. with a lot of work to do. But at the same time, like I haven't seen you. I haven't seen any other creators. I haven't seen
Yeah.
any of the
True.
vendors that I work with. Nor it's
True.
nice to like shake people's hand and like
Yeah.
I don't know. It's seeing some of the new products in person, stuff that maybe isn't even going to come out for another 6, 8, 12 months. That say this is something that I'm really excited about. Like, what do we have now? All we have is vendors inviting us to like Zoom meetings and stuff, which I will attend a few of, and I know you are vehemently against.
I saw you tweet something about that.
Mhm.
Was it like the e-meetings or whatever? I was like, is
Yeah.
this a joke or are you being serious?
Well, to be fair, like I've turned down like most of them, like a
Yeah.
lot of them. There are a couple that I'm interested in that I will be attending,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I've been getting invites from all the vendors that you normally go and see, and like I have such little interest in doing that. It's like I don't want to run a regular CES schedule except sitting here on Zoom meetings.
Yeah. There's like no motivation. It's different when you actually get to go place to place and meet people, network, and like that's a big part I think that I miss more from like a corporate standpoint is like being able to meet people, network with people, talk about plans for the future, different collaborations, and those things. I just feel like they're so disconnected now when we're just talking via email, via text.
Yeah.
You don't get the same kind of traction that you would have in person. And yeah, I mean, I think for me too, I look at some of the stuff. Like I attended like a Corsair had a thing. Like I attended that, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was there
There were
too.
couple other companies like they're trying to do their own thing on the side. I get that. That's cool. You don't want to like if you can help it, you don't want to flood all of your creators and stuff with meetings in the same day.
Yeah.
If you can avoid it, like CES scheduling, try to avoid it. How many? I meant to ask you, how many meetings did you have last year at CES? Had to be like
Oh boy.
30, 40, or 50, something like that,
I
right?
had so because Mike was with me, and Mike is now a veteran of CES. This was his second one, so he kind of knew how things worked. I was more comfortable taking meetings where I knew that I wasn't going to make a video, but I wanted to see some product or like get some footage or something like that. So he went to a couple on his own while I was doing something else, and then we did most of the rest together.
Mhm.
So we had a full schedule. I think I was out there from Saturday to Saturday, and I had meetings Sunday to Friday, probably 5 a day. So sometimes maybe 6. I don't know, a lot. So it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 30 meetings, I think, we had. So it was an enormous amount, and I told myself last year, and I think Mike and I had discussed this, that we weren't going to take quite that many this year. Like even if we cut it down to 15 or 20, that's still a lot. That's still like a lot of work. And it would allow us a little more free time, not to be running around like crazy, trying to worry about when can we edit a video. So yeah, I think some kind of compromise between what I was doing last year and maybe what I know some people do. I know you take very few meetings when you're out there.
Yeah, I'll do maybe like 10 or 10.
Yeah.
Like I think 10 or 12 is usually my cutoff, and I try to space it where it's like 2 or 3 a day because I try to edit and publish videos either the day of or the day after we
Same.
film. Is there's just
Yeah.
like there's an incentive to be first or as close to
Yep.
first as you can get. Because it just all gets lost in the CES and Computex noise a few days after those things.
Oh yeah,
are
being first
showcased.
is so important, especially
So-
for each vendor. Like are you gonna watch the 7th Corsair booth video? Like you've seen
Right.
everything already.
Yeah, it's the same.
know?
Yeah, exactly. And
So,
I don't blame
like-
anyone for that. So
Oh
you
no,
kinda
I
have
don't
to-
either.
You have
But
to
it-
play it.
But at the
that
same
way.
time, it seems like it would be a waste for me to go out there and meet one of my like primary channel supporters and not do some kind of content with their new products. Like that would
Yeah.
seem to be foolish. So I'm kind of in a position where like if I don't like, okay, I have to make this video, but at the same time, I know it's not really going to do very much because it's the end of the week and everybody else has already been there. I don't know. I think I'd be happiest doing somewhere maybe a few more than what you did, but definitely less than what I had been doing. So maybe 15 or something in that area. Because Mike and I had days when I was scrambling around we would take a meeting and then we'd be running somewhere else to another meeting, and we'd stop in, like, I don't know, the Venetian Cafe or something, and like I would edit a video and try to like publish it before our next meeting, and that's like not sustainable over the course of a week, you know. So it was a lot, but at the same time I miss it, and I don't think the Zoom meetings are going to generate the same kind of buzz or interest.
Yeah,
Like
nowhere near. Yeah.
yeah, I saw a question up in the chat where somebody was asking, I forget where it was, but thank you for asking, whoever asked this. You know, are you still going to do coverage of CES launches or releases? I don't think I'm going to do that. Like, I don't, you know, like even companies that are going to be coming out and doing keynotes or having us in Zoom meetings where they'll, you know, show all the new products. I don't have anything to show you.
That's what I mean. Yeah, the difference is being in person, being able to be hands-on with the
Yeah,
products. Like at CES last year was like cases. Like I know Liam Lee has some cases. Corsair had I'm not sure what Corsair had.
yeah.
Fantex always has something. Like especially the cases, because like people get to see those, you get to walk around them. You're essentially like showing them all that the case supports. If there are AIOs out there, you can show them how cool the AIOs look, the different pump placements, this and that, fans, the RGB layouts, whatever people are into. Like you can see those things in person from our perspectives. And then when you switch
as opposed to just like a slide. Like
you
here's a
switch
slide
to Zoom,
of the
it's a
product.
freaking slide. Yeah, like I know, like I could literally just tweet that, and that's the same. It's the same effect, and you can read the spec sheet. You know, the difference is like getting our impressions of, like, people trust what we say because we've been doing this a long time. We've seen the good, we've seen the bad. If we, you know, are super pumped about something, then we're probably going to want to make a video about it at CES, at Computex. I tell people up front, like, our videos are showcase videos. We're not here to review anything or tell you what we hate, what we think is going to suck. Like, we can't do that just by looking at something, you know, but we can show you what we are interested in, or at least curious about.
I got a couple of those. Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. You're good, man. That's all I was going to say.
Yeah, I got a couple of comments, I think, last year, more than a couple, where people were saying, you know, how are you saying that this case is good or bad, or how is this a review? And my response is just what you said. It's not a review. It's not supposed to be a review. It's kind of like, here is the product. It's new.
Here's what to expect. Yeah,
that's it.
It's like a teaser kind of thing. Know? I mean, it's really what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, and the companies actually are kind of leaning on us to be kind of their publicity arm at that point, because they're not, you know, they're not speaking to people directly, but like they know that by showing us the products, we will speak to people directly and show them and have our hands on things and whatever. Probably break a few things along the way, which I've definitely done.
And the incentive, like there's also, like, you know, it's quid pro quo. Like, we're not just doing this out of the goodness of our hearts, just because, like, you know, some of us, I'm sure, at least that's one motivator of it. But like, we expect if we go to these companies and we're, you know, checking out their new products, like, maybe we'll get sent a review sample, you know, in the future, and then we can make an actual video about the product and give our audience our honest feedback based on the test we've run, whatever we're doing with said product that's sent to us. Like, there's usually some formal, like, agreement there, or some, you know, even if it's just like a handshake or whatever, you know, an exchange of emails, business cards. People still do that. Like, you're forming these connections with companies that you could potentially form a long-term business relationship with, and whether that be them buying a bunch of ads from you or just sending you stuff occasionally to review independently, like, those connections are made at the events, like physically in person. It's way different when you're talking to text. You know?
It's such a tightrope to walk when you do this as a profession, trying to balance objectivity and the need to get things. Like, I can't, you can't, and I can't do this job if my product shelves are empty. Like people see the amount of stuff that I have and they're like, oh, you're spoiled or whatever. Like, okay, maybe, but at the same time, like, I worked hard for all this stuff, and you wouldn't be seeing videos on my channel if it weren't for companies that were able to work with me.
I see it like this, like, in the beginning. Sorry, I didn't know you're.
No, go ahead.
Like, if it's I won't lie. Like, the first few products I got for free, like, I got a mechanical keyboard. It was like a faux mechanical keyboard for free back in the day. That was like one of the first things I got. And I always emphasize, when I say for free, we're not being given these things out of the kindness of companies' hearts. Like, there is always going to be some expectation, some exchange, either in the background or up front. It should all be disclosed. At least that's how it, in an ideal situation, should be. But when a company sends you something, they expect you to make a video about it. They're taking the chance of it being, possibly being a positive or negative
Yeah, it
review. If
could
it's
be a
going to
bad
be a
video.
review,
Yeah.
that's kind of this. That's their risk that they are more or less bearing by sending you something for free. Maybe the agreement is just, yeah, I'll throw into a PC build. It's not something I could technically like review fully. Like RAM is kind of difficult to review. Some SSDs,
Yeah.
like here are the speeds. Here's how hot it gets. This and like
I
you
did
can
an
only go
SSD
so
review
deep.
once. I'll
Yeah,
never
it's
do it
like
again.
you do it one time. I did that with RAM. I
Yeah.
actually just recently did another review of a RAM kit, but it was a very cheap RAM kit that I made an exception for. But
Yeah.
I look at it this way. It's my point is, at this point, we're sent so much stuff. Like, I could care less if one company in question hated a review of mine and said, you know what, we're not sending you any more products. Hell, at that point, that in and of itself would make for a pretty good video. Hey, insert company here doesn't like that I gave them a negative review. They sent me an email saying that they're not sending me anything for free anymore. Like, who cares? There are other fish in the sea. There's plenty of competition in most PC sectors out there, with the exception of arguably CPUs and graphics cards. And I'll move
Yeah.
on. And worst case, I'll buy it. If I want it that bad to review, I'll freaking buy it. It's a business expense. I can fully write it off on my business tax returns. Who
Right,
cares?
but at the same time, like, you have to maintain those relationships, because while that approach is sustainable to some scale, you could not do that if you got nothing. Like, you couldn't sustain your business if you had to purchase every single thing. I know I couldn't. There's no possible way.
Exactly. And that's
So,
the thing. You can't be. You're not going to be like, your goal is not to be a jerk to these companies. It's just if in the anticipation that one company or two companies are jerks to you or have these unreal expectations. I mean, think about the whole NVIDIA thing that happened with Hardware Unbox. If a company sent me that email, like, I give them the middle finger and move on.
I mean, that would immediately be up on my YouTube channel, just like
and that's what I mean. Like, how did they not see that coming? Maybe who knows? There was just some disconnect, I think, internally there that happened to be something that just they never should have sent. I think they know that, but like I said, it's more damage. It's more damaging for them if they do that to us in an unwarranted way, where all we're doing is just telling our audiences what we think based on the data we collect. They don't like that. Maybe they should assess their products internally and figure out what they need to do to address those issues that we brought up. If our issues are, unfounded, and every other reviewer out there says, no, this is actually a good case or a good motherboard or a good power supply, whatever, then maybe we have a problem to address internally. But companies take things so personally. I mean, even if they get one semi-negative review, it's like, that's it, But maybe meeting in person, to bring this back to CES, maybe meeting in person will help alleviate some of that stress, that disconnect. If I give you one negative review, you got to trust me here. Just because I gave one product a negative doesn't mean I'm not going to give other products, positive reviews. It doesn't work.
Literally
like that.
last year, that exact same scenario just played out.
It's all independent.
I had a meeting last year with, I'm not going to name the company, but it was a company that I had worked with for years on the channel, and they sent me a product. It was broken. They sent me a second one. It was still broken, and I said, I'm going to review this, and I reviewed it, and it was a poor review, and they literally didn't talk to me for 6 months. And I went to CES, and I went to their suite, and I was like, we got to talk. And I sat down and I talked to their product manager. And that's it. Like that, it helps fix problems. It helps. It engages people. It increases communication. And missing that for an entire year now, it's kind of sucks. Yeah. So, but I do, and also I do miss seeing people, like hanging out with you guys, and getting a drink or whatever. Like, that's cool too.
No, I know that's the relaxing part of it. It's like, especially like the calm before the storm, like the day before everything went down, like we were just hanging out, chilling out.
What did I spill all over myself? Was it a Bellini? I spilled all over myself.
Yeah, it was a Bellini. Yeah, I remember that name. It sounds so feminine. I knew that was the thing that you were drinking. So, I had to.
It was delicious.
It's on Twitter somewhere. I'll
spilled it all over myself. Yeah.
A Bellini. Who drinks a Bellini?
Dude, Bellinis are delicious. Have you ever had a Bellini?
I have sipped one.
You should have Bellinis. So we got a couple super chats. One from Attack Dog Gaming says that diagonal table in the middle of the room is an OCD nightmare. What do you have to say about that, Greg?
It might be OCD from this camera angle, but I guarantee you it ain't OCD from the primary roll camera angle.
That's
So it's
true. Yeah.
actually even like it's a split or as close to a split 45-degree angle from that corner over there that you see. So it's kind of cannocorded, so to speak. But it looks pretty good on video. It's better than like having that cubby thing, whatever the cube shelf,
Yeah.
being completely in it. I don't like to have that much clutter behind me.
Yeah.
And then the green screen that I just painted gray will have some memorabilia, some stuff on it, just to kind of spice it up a bit. But it's not going to be
Are you
as
not
busy
doing the
as.
green screen anymore? Did you not use it enough?
No, not that I've actually like the gear that I'm using now for this stream. I've decided is probably a bit better for those style videos that I used to do. So the green screen worked like I used it mostly for thumbnails, and I do have that portable Elgato
Yeah.
green
Yeah. Yeah.
screen, which is nice. So I get to a quick and dirty solution, but it works. That was what I used before I moved into a house that I could actually paint the walls of.
Yeah.
But
Can't you? You could chroma key the gray though, can't you?
you can. It's tough because like even my beard will kind of like it's not really if you want to call this a beard. It's nothing
Yeah.
like
What is
yours,
that? That is
but
not.
it
That's
is-
not a.
but in my mid-20s, I would say this is I'll
You're
I'll
working
deal with
on
it.
it. You're working on
It
it.
is-
That'll
yeah,
kick in
it's-
at some point.
Every time I try to grow it out, dude, it'll get maybe that long, and then I'm just like I can't. It just gets itchy and like just. I don't know if frothy's the right word or not, but it's
Yeah.
just
Oh, that's how you describe a beard. Frothy. Yeah. You got it. You nailed it.
I can't do it. I'm not a beard person. I'm not. What can I say?
We got a super chat from HP Driver that I don't know what really it means. Tell us about 3060 Ti that leaked. I can tell you about the 3060 Ti that launched like a month ago. That's about it. I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Send another message or something. You don't have to super chat. If I see your message about it, what you really mean, we'll address it.
Yeah, I think there were a couple SKUs. I only know this because I just wrote a script about something kind of tangential to that. But apparently on Asus's site, I'm not sure if it was Asus or another vendor. There were listings, like Asus and all the different AIBs will use like certain nomenclature, like certain ways of identifying each card.
Yeah.
And this one happened to it fit the nomenclature, and it had 3080 Ti in it apparently, or something similar to that. And I think there was also a 3060 Ti inclusion. The 3060 Ti, I believe, was a 10 gig card, maybe a 12 gig. Off the top of my head, it's hard to remember. But
I thought that was the 3060. I thought I saw
3060 Ti or 3060.
No, I thought it was listed as a 3060, like a 12 gig 3060.
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah, that might have been. I don't know what leaked 3060 Ti. I mean, 3060 Ti's are out, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought he meant 3060 because that was the card that was not released yet. And to be fair, I have no. Shane says it was Lenovo. No, that's not the same thing I'm talking about. I was talking about an Asus screenshot. They removed it pretty quickly, apparently. But take leaks with the grain of salt that's due.
I do take leaks.
Yeah,
when necessary.
This is the second time they missed the first one.
Oh yeah, we weren't live yet.
The first one was even better.
The first one was worse. The first one was worse. That was your fault.
That was worse. I was very poorly worded.
Yeah. Oh, we very poorly worded.
Oh man.
All right, I got a couple of questions from the chat that Mike has sent me via Twitter DM. Let's try to hit them quickly, okay? Because I got some topic. We got to get to giveaways, which is the big topic.
Ooh.
Okay, one question from Baz. My question is, I ordered a 3080 Strix in November, but it will still be months before I receive it. With rumors of super versions getting stronger, is it wise to cancel and wait for that? And I say, absolutely not. We have no idea what stock is going to be, even if that card exists. We don't have confirmation of that. They're likely going to be out of stock. If you have an order that you've placed and you are in some kind of a queue, I would say just stay in that queue.
So here's a question. I don't know. I haven't been in a queue like this, so I don't know how they work. When you order or pre-order, I should say, a product that's not in stock and won't be in stock for months, are you charged on the spot? Like, if the
I think it
card's $600
depends on. I think it depends on the site. Like, I've pre-ordered stuff through B&H before, and they charge you immediately. Or no, they make you enter a credit card, and then they don't charge the credit card until it ships.
Gotcha. Okay. That's how I would have thought it would have been handled.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's different. Yeah, so I wouldn't leave the queue, especially if you're not charged. Like, don't give a company money without getting something in exchange for it. Right. Without, that's just, in my opinion, poor money management. Like you could do a lot more with that money than just give it to somebody else without getting anything back for it. So if you've already paid and they've already taken your money from you, and you've been told that you're going to get a car in a month or two, uh,
Yeah.
like that's a really crappy way to do it, in my opinion. Get your money back and go somewhere else where it's done correctly. What about EVGA? I know they do the queue system thing. Does
EVGA's queue system is really good. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, there are people that have been in it for a while waiting, but I know it works. You know, if you get in the queue and you put your name on a list, you will get a card. You don't have to worry about getting up and checking stock every morning or whenever you get an alert or something like that.
Yeah.
You order it, you'll get it.
Yeah.
It's one of the things that in my like year-end video that you helped out with, that I praised them for, because I thought that was an innovative solution to a problem that nobody seems to be able to solve.
Well, why does it have to be so difficult? I mean, like, to me, EVJ's response to it, like, it's great, but isn't that kind of like, isn't that an industry standard? Like, isn't that what you do? You know, if you pre-order something, you are in a queue by default, and you'll get your product when it's next available. And people who ordered before you will get it before you. People who ordered after you will get
Yeah.
it after you. Like, why is that not a thing that like anyone else seems to be doing? I mean, it's
Well, so
different when products pre-launch. You know,
they're one of the only OEMs that has
a
their
site
own
to purchase.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's besides them, it would be on the big
Yeah, like
retailers.
Newegg and-
Newegg,
yeah.
Newegg would have to implement
True,
this.
true.
So
Yeah.
and they haven't. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why, but they haven't.
Well, I noticed Newegg has been bundling, and look, you know, and this isn't to say that I have a bone to pick with Newegg because we've worked with them and they're good people, but some of the like why are they I mean, I know why they're doing it, but like, do they really have to bundle just crap that people don't really need with their cards to kind of offload that inventory that's just otherwise not as interesting? Like, they're bundling these like random power supplies and these random kits of RAM that like, people, they're not shopping for RAM, they're not shopping for power supply, they're shopping for graphics cards, and these cards are so rare
Yep.
right now, and they're just piggybacking off of that interest, saying, oh, people are going to want these bad enough to where they're going to want to spend a bit more and get something they don't necessarily need just to have the thing that they do really want really bad, you know?
My biggest beef with that is that they changed their return policy. They used to have, you used to be able to buy a bundle and return half of the bundle. And I think the idea behind sending all of their GPU stock now to these bundles was originally to avoid bots and scalpers and, you know, people just like scraping these sites as soon as the cards become available and me and you can't buy one. That was the original intent, I'm pretty sure. But now it's come to the point where they only sell GPUs in bundles and you can't return the other part of the bundle. That is what I have an issue with. If they're doing it to be able to prevent bots and scalpers from getting these cards and to try to help the consumer, they should really try to be helping the consumer. They should.
That ties into what somebody just said. They do it to take advantage of scalpers, but like you said, they're not. I mean, you're not like you're taking down your your genuine consumers with them if you're not allowing for returns on any of those products that they're bundled with.
Yeah.
I mean, like, a scalper is going to want to do as little work as possible to make as much money as possible in the shortest amount of time. Like, that is at the root of what a scalper does, and he or she will be, or a bot, who knows, would be willing to cut directly in front of everyone else who genuinely wants one to use it just as a medium of exchange to make quick buck. And what that does is artificially inflate prices, because now there's this weird kind of pseudo demand it's really not real demand. I mean, the demand's there, but it's just inflated because bots and scripts are making it seem like there's just that much more interest out there. And they're quicker than you and I. They can click faster than we can. They'll notice when something's in stock faster than we do. There are Twitch streams dedicated to this stuff, you know, dedicated to, like, they'll scrape websites just showing what's in stock. It's freaking nuts. Like,
this is a weird phenomenon. I have recently seen that, like, YouTube channels entirely dedicated to stock alerts, which is just bizarre.
Like, what?
I don't know.
I don't
but
know.
anyway, so my answer to that question is, if you're in a queue, stay in the queue. You don't know what's going to happen after that. All right, so there is one other question, but I did want to get to the main topic I wanted to talk about today, which was giveaways. So I don't know, I don't know if you saw, but I'm running a giveaway now.
Is
I
it like that
built,
triple PC giveaway?
yeah, I built
Yeah.
three like low mid range 1080p gaming machines, like
You did
out of
that in
my.
a stream, right? That was like in a
Yeah,
custom.
I
How'd,
did. I
how'd
did
that
a.
go, by the way? I saw your mic crashed on your desk.
Oh my god, that was the funniest thing. I was like, so I my cat, like I have a my mic, which I now will be putting on a C stand. My mic is on like a regular boom mic stand, cheap monoprice something, and it was raised all the way up because my camera was zoomed out for the stream. So I had the mic all the way up and the shotgun arm like all the way down, so it was kind of out of balance. So he like ran across the room and he stepped on the bottom of the stand, and the whole thing just whoop, just pitched right over in the middle of the stream. And I was like, oh my god, as I'm like watching it go by. Crashed into my streaming PC, knocked the monitor to the floor, and then I got up to fix it and I stood it back up, and then it fell on my head. And I was like, what the fuck? Because it like fell in my head.
Yeah.
The stream seemed to enjoy that.
Oh, I bet they did. Oh,
I
they
guess
ate
they
that
like
stuff
the
up,
physical
man.
comedy. But but yeah, that was 2.5 hours. I built three PCs on stream. It went really well. Like it was, I didn't have any problems or run into any issues. They were uncomplicated builds. But yeah, so now they're all built and I'm giving away. So there, it's an international giveaway, and I know that I think you and I have probably talked about this at least, maybe on or off camera. I'm not sure, but giveaways are so difficult to run now. Balancing like people seem to be pretty greedy with us. I want to do something for the people that I know are in need of stuff. Like I know that there are plenty of people out there, especially because I made it a global giveaway, where a system with a Ryzen 5 2600 and an RX 580 is going to be like a monster gaming PC for
Yeah.
somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and I want to try to get these out to people. I don't need that stock anymore. That's the stuff that I have that I probably won't be using for anything in particular. If I need it again in a year, I'll buy it and it'll be cheaper or something. But I was like, I was like looking around and I was like, well, I want to do something for like end of year, Christmas ish. I'm like, let me give away some PCs. So immediately after like doing that live stream, before I even did the giveaway just went live yesterday, and that stream for me building them was on Monday, where I talked about how to enter and when the entries would go up and whatnot. For a week straight, all I got was people tweeting at me, did I win the giveaway? Did I win the giveaway? How do I enter the giveaway? When are the winners going to be announced? I hadn't even started it yet. I don't, people just seem, I wish I could do good things without people's greed coming out. I want to help people, and I know people want my help or our help, or but it just sometimes it is very difficult to do that without seeing so much negativity. I mean, I got comments on the video like, this isn't real, you're not really giving these away, no, I'll never win, like I'm in wherever, Philippines, you won't ship it here. I mean, I will. Like, I don't know why you make that assumption. Like,
where's the furthest you shipped before?
I shipped something to Malaysia.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was a giveaway. I don't know, it was like a couple of years ago, 2 or 3 years ago at this point.
I think mine went to Philippines, and that was the furthest. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It was something. It was like over the Pacific. I know that. Can't remember off the top. May have been Australia. I don't remember. I think for one of them, I told. Can't remember if it was. I don't remember if I told if it was Brian or what. Something happened. This was a while back. Someone had won a card, and to ship the card to Australia from here, even like just like flat rate economy, whatever kind of economy exists for that kind of shipping, it was like $300, like $250, $300.
Yep.
It was more than the card costs.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm gonna have to ask Brian if I talked to him about it. But I think I messaged Techia City Brian, and I told him, I was like, hey dude, I was like, just buy this card and ship it to that guy from like a local store, and I'll just pay you whatever the card costs. Because at that point, like, I'm still saving money. First off, I can keep my sample here, and then I'm not paying as much to even ship. what would
That
have
makes
been the only
sense
sample I
as
had.
long as they get it,
So
right?
yeah,
Doesn't
they're
really
getting what
matter.
they and I've worked out kind of creative things like that before. Like the most obvious one, there was some guy that won something I think in Pakistan, from which I
Hmm.
suppose is probably further than Philippines. I don't know that I think about it, but I think I told that person, I was like, look, I was like, I can't even find someone that will ship it to your country from here. I think it was a
Just
small
PayPal them,
PC build. Yeah,
right?
I PayPal'd him like I
Yeah.
think I sent him like $1,000 or like it was a pretty sweet build. I was like, look, dude, I'll just give you cash. You don't even have to spend it on the build. But like
Yeah.
I can't like I physically cannot get this to you. I'll do something else with this build later. But for now, if you're okay with this, I'd prefer to do it this way because I'm not even sure I can get that PC like to show up at your door.
I did
And
that. I did that with a
well,
guy in Italy. I won 3 years ago at CES. I won, maybe it was 2 years, a Zotac mini PC. One of their little,
hey,
right?
I remember. Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
remember that.
So
Yeah.
I won that. I did a video on it, and then I didn't need it, so I gave it
Mhm.
away. And the person who won it was in Italy. I made an international giveaway. I shipped it to Italy. It cost me, it was like $180. It was a small package, right?
Yep.
To send it to Italy. It took months. It got lost, and then all of a sudden, it showed back up at my door.
You know what it was? It was
And
customs, man. I mean,
yeah,
it's
so
always the import duties and all that crap. It just gets
he
lost
was
in translation.
messaging me. He was like upset, which I understand, but at the same time, like it's a free thing. Like relax. But I
Yeah,
didn't know where it was. I didn't know what was happening or why he didn't get it yet. I had no control of that.
yeah. That's
So
what I'm
when
saying.
I
You can only do what you can do on your side. Yeah.
so when I got it back, I was like, I am not shipping this again. I will send you cash. So I just PayPal'd him, you know,
Yep.
and I'm sure he was plenty happy with that. But I think one of the things that people don't understand is how difficult shipping logistics are to some of these countries. Like for me to send something to Canada or to Jamaica or even to probably England or something, probably not an issue, but there are so many people entering these giveaways from countries in Asia that are really difficult to ship to, or India or Pakistan or wherever. And those are people who can rightfully win this stuff. I wouldn't want to
Yep.
deny people that opportunity.
Yeah. Exactly.
But at the same time, I have 3 PCs that are being given away. I will confess to you, I hope at least one of them is in the United States. Like, I really want to send something domestically to save myself $300 and 4 months of nightmare, you know?
Yeah, we're not
So,
like that's not. I mean, like I want everyone. I mean, everyone on paper has a fair chance of winning.
oh, yeah.
They're like, and that's the thing. People confuse the two. So like, if we, I want like half of my viewer base is international. Like 45% of them are U.S. viewers.
That's about
Everyone
what mine is,
else,
about
about
45%.
half, yeah, maybe a little more, are international, i.e., not from the U.S., not from the 50 states, 50 United States.
Yeah.
And as a result, that means that I have a 50-50 shot of paying some arm or some leg to get said product to
Yeah.
their front door. And like just like when I click, the giveaway winner button, when it selects who's gonna win, like yeah, in the back of my head, I'm like, this could be really cheap or this could be really freaking
It's so
expensive. Like I'm not gonna
expensive.
act like I don't have that thought,
Yeah.
but at the same
That's all I
time,
mean.
that has no bearing on who actually wins. I just want to make that very
Oh,
clear. I
no.
know, yeah, that to your viewers, some of them might take that and be like, oh, he's obviously trying to rig it. Like that's
Oh,
not
no,
how
no,
it works.
no. That's not what I mean.
We
Like,
just don't we don't want to spend extra money. We can
oh my
help it.
God.
You know what I mean? Like,
And you
that's
know what
just
it is?
part of it.
I worry that like sometimes things won't get to people. Like if I ship it, I don't know what your taxes or duties or fees are going to be.
Mhm.
I don't know what's going to get held up in customs. I have no idea. So like I could very well ship you a system that's worth $600 or $700 and it just disappears. I don't know,
Yeah,
So but at the same time, if you win and you're not in the United States, I mean, I will ship you that PC. I promise.
that's right.
But
Yep. Mhm.
it's going to cost me a lot of money. So,
I literally, you remember the stat I just told you, like it's about 50-50 international to national
yeah.
viewers, and it is, I'm pretty sure it's like 5-4 or something like that in terms of like local versus international winners. Like it's just
Yeah.
it kind of plays out the exact same way. I'm pretty sure I've
Yeah.
shipped as much stuff internationally as I have nationally to people here. The exception is when I do like the local giveaways where I'll put an ad up for PC and then they'll show up to buy it. and then I'll say, keep your money. This is actually for free. I'm just making
Yeah.
a video about it. Like those obviously are going to be local, and that's just because I can't film. I'm not going to fly to Zimbabwe to do a giveaway video. Like it's just not feasible.
So that
But
seems fair.
yeah, see, I mean, you got to treat everyone the same, right? Like, it's just within reason. Like you can't just like blatantly spend money when you don't really need to. So
Yeah. But you know
that's
what?
why you got you.
No, I mean, has that. So my big one of my biggest problems is that when I do giveaways, which I have done less of recently, um, I I feel bad when I can't offer it internationally because I know, like the same as you, my audience is only about 45% in the United States, 55% elsewhere. So I'm excluding half of my audience if I don't allow other people to enter these giveaways. But if I did, like, hold on, did you get MSI's Christmas present? Did they send you like the
Is
the
it
hat?
MSI US or MSI
Yeah,
Taiwan?
US.
Yeah, I don't even have
The
like
hat.
connections with MSI US.
Really?
I work with the Taiwanese guys. Yeah,
They
the
sent me a
Taiwanese
hat. They sent
ones.
me like a
Yeah, you got
keycap.
some cool stuff. That hat's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
baller. Not gonna lie.
You want you
Dang,
want that? You want
dude, for
maybe
real?
you would you like to win the giveaway for this
Bring,
hat?
bring, bring that to CES 2022, and
Yeah.
I'll totally take that off your hands.
So anyway, so MSI sent me a box of like stuff, like a hat, a little backpack, a keycap, and I was planning on giving that away. I'm not going to offer to ship that to Europe. Like it makes no sense. It's a
Yeah,
box of stuff worth $20. You know
yeah.
what I mean? So when I do stuff like that, I get a lot of pushback from people say, I get where you're coming from, but at the same time, it makes no sense for me to do that. So it's one of the things that whenever I do a giveaway, I struggle with, and I don't know if that if you've run into the same thing, if it has made you want to or not want to run giveaways more frequently. Have you run any recently, or do have you?
Yeah. So I did the 3080 giveaway with Newegg. The person who won that I think was from Minnesota.
Okay.
But see, the way that I approach big giveaways now, so like the local ones where I'm like meeting people local on OfferUp or Facebook Marketplace, whatever. Like obviously, those are going to be local within the U.S., preferably within my county. I don't want to drive outside my county with this stuff.
Right.
But when it comes to like the giveaways, when I say big, like the ones that we want to make international, if it's for a 3080, like a card that's highly desirable, that's fairly expensive, like those kinds of things, I try to let the companies on the other end handle.
Mm,
So
yeah.
Newegg, for example, handled the giveaway for the 3080, and Newegg had sent the card, and they said make a video about it, do what you got to do, and then just give it away.
Hmm.
So I made sure first that they were okay, that I just reviewed this independently, that I would disclose that it came from Newegg, but I'm going to give it as fair a review as any other product I've ever sent from anybody else. They
Hmm.
were okay with that. And then I told them, if you want me to give this away, I first off want to make it international because I don't like excluding half of my viewer base if I can help it.
Hmm.
And then second off, who's going to handle shipping? Who's going to handle logistics and getting everything there, this and that? So in that agreement, we worked something out, and they said basically we can ship it to anybody within our shipping network because it's just going to come from our warehouse
Right.
at the end of the day. So I shipped the card back to them, and then they shipped the card to the winner.
Got it.
If it was going to be international, but it was national, so I just shipped the card directly
Yeah.
to the winner.
Easy enough,
Who
I guess.
I don't think I ever heard from that guy. I don't think I
Yeah.
ever heard from him after. Of course, I seemed
Yeah.
like a
So,
good guy. I mean, he emailed me. He was like, "Yeah, I'm so excited, this and that." Like, I'm pretty sure his card arrived like weeks ago. Maybe he
yeah.
sent something. If you're watching, I apologize, but I don't think I've heard from that guy since he won. So, I mean, that's
Yeah.
the other thing. It's like a lot of people, they're super amped and pumped about winning something, but then when they actually win something, they just like disappear. Like I can count literally. There's a guy, Kemi Torres. He won one of my first ever giveaways. He lives in Mexico. And
Hmm.
Kemi, if you're watching, I appreciate you because you've always commented, you've always contributed in pretty much all the stuff we've done. He's always leaving a comment, always tweeting, and he won the graphics card that I painted white. It was an Asus Strix 1070,
Hmm.
and I painted it white. I put it in Walter White, which was like that white PC
Yeah.
theme that I was doing a while back,
Hmm.
and he won that card, and I shipped it to him. I remember I shipped it via UPS. It got there, I think in 2 or 3 weeks, and I paid something like $180 to get it to him.
Hmm.
But when he got the card, he ended up having to pay some. He had to pay like $60 or 60 or 70
Yeah.
US dollars on his side. I don't know what any of that crap's going to cost. So I don't take care of any of that on my
Yeah,
end. I'm like,
same.
I'll
I
pay
don't know.
whatever they charge me. I said, but you're getting this product for free. If you can't afford the extra thing, talk to me. We'll work something out. But
Yeah.
otherwise, like, it's still a deal no matter what at the end of the day. And he's always been cool, dude. He's always commented saying, hey man, I've still got, your card from Walter White in my system. It's still going strong. I don't even want to upgrade because it's the one you sent me. Like,
That's
he's
cool.
he's one of the only ones, dude. I'm not even like, not saying that I don't, that no one else has ever acknowledged it, but he has really gone out of his way to just, I don't know, make me feel good about it.
Yeah, to express some gratitude, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's cool.
somebody actually asked me specifically about that when I was doing the build live stream. They asked me if I expect gratitude or if I would want gratitude or something like that, and I did get into that a little bit. And what I said was, I don't expect it, and it's not required.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I know that if it was me, I would certainly at least like fire off a thank you email or something.
Yeah. Exactly. That's all I'm talking about. I don't expect them to like show up at my door and like thank me with a box of chocolates. Like, let's be real, like neither of us really had to work hard for it. It's just it's one of those things that you do just to be decent.
I'm not gonna like disqualify people on that basis or anything.
That's too petty. Yeah,
and I'm not. It's hard. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I know that Jay caught a lot of flack when because he made a video where he talked about it in a live stream where people wouldn't express gratitude for his giveaways. So I think that is pretty universal, which is unfortunate because I don't know. I try to do good things for other people, and like having somebody say 2 words to me as a response is not that much to ask.
Yeah.
But it's selfish of me to say you have to do this.
Yeah,
you have to express gratitude. You have to say thank you.
And I think, sorry, and I think too with that whole Jay tweeted, that was a while back. That was like a year or 2 ago when he did that.
Yep.
But Jay and I have, we've had a little bit of beef here and there. He's much bigger than I am, so it's really hard for me to even like put myself in his shoes. But Jay's a really cool guy. I know what he meant when he said that. We all expect or would like to think that should be a thing where like people just say thank you because that's all it really takes. It's just the effort of typing 8 letters plus a space in there. That's all we're asking for. But you have to look at the bigger picture. When it comes to giveaways, I mean, one of the driving factors of giveaways, and this is just the dirty secret that's not a secret about giveaways, is that it helps network the channel big time. Hey,
it drives engagement
to win, like subscribe to win, like this tweet to win. Like, we're still getting a tremendous amount of traffic just by advertising that we're giving something away. So the one person who happens to win, I mean, if he doesn't say thank you, who freaking cares? Like, yeah, we'd like to get a thank you, but that thank you is inconsequential compared to the amount of exposure we just got from the giveaway itself.
That's a good way to look at it. That's a good attitude to have.
It's a very business-oriented point of view, but at the same time, I mean, we're in this at the end of the day, I mean, and this is me, so I know you have a full-time job, but this puts food on my table, so I'm not going to do something that sabages the thing that puts food on my table.
That's fair enough. I think that's a really good way to look at it, and I think you could be of both mindsets. You can say I really would appreciate a thank you, but at the same time, that's not going to make or break me. And I've gotten mine off of this too because I got exposure and retweets and follows on Twitter. That's good. I think you can think both things at the same time. I'm going to read a couple super chats. I got one from the Shogun, because I know you got a hard cap at an hour, right? So you got to get out of here soon?
Yeah, give or take. No big deal. Yeah.
Okay. The Shogun says, trying to get a white ROG Strix 3070 or 3080 and not pay $2,000. Do you think I have a better chance at buying the black and painting it? Love you guys. The Strix are from what I've seen, the most difficult cards to get.
Yeah, and then
So,
a white Strix on top of that. I mean, it's just like
are
finding a
they even
freaking.
out yet? I've seen the renders and whatnot. I don't
I've
know
seen
if they've.
people build with them. I thought
You have?
maybe that
Okay.
was the Turing, like the
Okay.
2080. I'm not sure. I know they
I
have
built
it.
with
Like,
those. Those are awesome.
yeah, I was never sent one, but I would love to work with one if I can in the future.
Yeah.
Like those cards look really good, and that
Yeah.
that reminds me of when I used to paint my Strix cards back in the day. They look really good in white.
Yeah.
Um, I would honestly I would shoot for a black one just because at this point, like beggars can't be choosers. Like that's just how I
Which
see
yeah,
it.
well,
I'm
like
in the
which? How
same
about
boat.
whichever one you can
Yeah,
get first?
just take whatever you can get,
Yeah.
and deal. Like at the end of the day, it's a freaking color. It's gonna run
Yeah.
exactly the same. So, yeah, I mean, for that much money, you would like to think that you can kind of pick and choose what you want, but it's just the state of things right now. There's really
Unfortunately.
no place for us to pick and choose. Yeah.
Got one from Hugh Wong that said super chat finally worked, and that was his message. Thank you very much, Hugh, for the $2. Kevin Farrell says thanks for your promo code for Office 2019 on MMORC. You are welcome. Greg and I have dueling key sites.
Yeah, man, that's it. Hey, man, get rid of that watermark. You guys know where to go.
Yeah. MMORC is where you go, is what you're trying to say, right?
I don't know who. Nope. Never heard of him before.
So yeah, he says saved a ton of money on it, starting Infosystems track at MC in a couple weeks. MC?
Center.
What?
Micro
At Micro Center? It sounds like a education.
Yeah, MC's Micro Center, right? I'm pretty sure the chat will know. I just know whenever I see MC, that's what they're referring to. But
anyway, starting Infosystems track at MC in a couple weeks, and definitely needed that. Hope to see you soon, buddy. Clink. Well, you're very welcome, Kevin. Okay. What else do we have here?
Don't don't worry about Tony's tweet. I know you just saw that, right?
Oh, I did see Tony's. I think that's really important that we get into.
I just saw that. I just saw what Tony sent. I read that at first. I was like, "There's no way this person sent this and doesn't know me." And then I saw that it was Tony.
Wait, who is? Wait, do I know Tony?
Probably not. Tony. So Tony's from St. Louis, and I went to an Intel LAN event up there a couple years ago. Actually, it was like, oh god, it was like 3 or 4 years ago. It was when I was still in college, and he invited me up there. I remember at the time, like I was in college. I was like, dude, I don't have any money to fly up there. He actually agreed to split the cost of the flight with me to get me up there to film that event and kind of just be there to interact with people. Some people knew who I was, which was really cool. Kind of reminded me of like CES and Computex in a way.
Is that when he gave you herpes?
That was,
at a different
time.
It
was around that time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then I had to go through all these like different disclosures with Lisa, who I met like shortly thereafter. So it was very difficult to get around the the hurdles. Yeah.
Yes.
Both physically and metaphorically.
Yeah, it must have been very damaging to your mental state. But thank you very much, Tony, for bringing up that very painful memory for Greg.
Thanks, Tony. I always count on you. Oh man.
If anybody else would like to disclose anything about their relationship with Greg, feel free to donate via Super Chat, because we will discuss it.
This is literally at my expense here. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
So there's a little bit of car talk, and I know that you got to get out of here soon. But how was your filming with Freddie down there at his workshop?
Fun stuff, dude. Freddie he's exactly who I pictured him being in real life, just from what I could see in the video. I used to watch Tavares. I still watch Tavares. I still like his 675 LT build. I'm watching that go up, and
I'm waiting for that. I mean, like he fired it up,
smoke everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. But he's a cool dude. Like he's really down to really chill. He again, like it's really satisfying, and like just it's I don't know, satisfying thing, not the right word, but it's like it's very cool when someone is the same on camera that they are off camera. I suppose I should have said that backwards, but when they're the same off camera that they are on camera, they're not trying to be someone different on camera. And that's very difficult to do for a lot of people. It's like, being kind of like secure with yourself, not being insecure to the point where you have to act different. He's a very genuine guy. He'll tell you straight up how he feels about it. Even if it disagrees entirely with your point of view, he'll tell you, and I love that about him. He's just He's blunt, just like me. Sometimes Lisa doesn't like that about me, but it's just kind of how I am. I've always liked people who are like that, and I mean, he loves cars, so like,
Have you guys talked since? Is there anything else in the works?
Yeah, there's some big stuff in the works actually. So he bought a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I won't spoil too much. He bought a lot of very expensive stuff. He got a
Yeah.
hold of some very expensive stuff, and he is pumped about this build. The problem is he is waiting on some other parts for custom cooling.
Okay.
And the company we've been working with has been struggling to kind of catch up with the amount of demand that there happens to be for these particular parts. So
you're gonna go down there and do a build with him?
Yeah, it's gonna be a big custom loop build, and
that's awesome.
So yeah, we're kind of in limbo right now, waiting for the water blocks to get here. Basically, is what it comes down to. He has everything.
It's too bad he still doesn't have the Pimp My Ride van. You could have built the system into the van.
Oh, dude, I want it. So he bought the really wide Samsung Odyssey G9 or whatever, ultra wide monitor. Yeah. And so he's gonna be like he's doing something really cool. He's got this big giveaway plan.
Yeah, don't spoil it. Don't spoil
it. But it's really exciting. And I'm hoping after this project, he has enough faith in me we can take on something that's a bit more car oriented. So he's done a couple builds. He's had me on. That's an honor. I appreciate it. But now let's do something that's more car style. So I want to get another one of those Samsung ultra wides. I want to fit it in a windshield, like in place of glass, and then have like just a junk car with the racing sim wheel and the racing sim pedals, and like it's gonna be a real car, but a racing sim.
But you're sitting in it looking at this giant monitor.
You're sitting in it looking at the giant monitor. So
interesting.
That would be pretty cool. I just got
if you guys ever need another hand, let me know. I'll fly down there and help you.
Do it, dude, for real. I wish you could. I wish you could take your Beamer down here, but you probably wouldn't make it. You'd be stopping every.
It'd probably break on the side of the road or something. I might have to try. I might have to drive the Porsche instead.
You probably will have. Isn't that ironic that you're 2000 and what is it, 2001, 2002?
02.
02
My BMW is plenty reliable. Okay,
is probably as reliable, if not more reliable, than your almost brand new BMW.
Listen, BMW is great. It's great. I wish I don't know. I wish the Porsche was like a little faster. So
yeah.
But the BMW is great. It runs. I have no problems. Problems.
That's what every BMW owner says until something blows up.
It's a 2020. I got warranty. It's fine.
Yeah, well, I'm glad because I'd be questioning your sanity if it didn't.
Yeah. I got a super chat from Joey Mason. I never actually asked him how to pronounce if it's Mason or Masson because
that's got to be
SS.
Masson.
I've never asked him and as many times as we've talked, Joey runs N-Source Customs. So say hello to Joey in the chat if you guys see him there.
Hey, Joey. Good stuff. I actually still use. He made a couple cable kits for some. N-Source, right? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah, N-Source. Yeah, N-Source.net. Yeah. So I want to make sure I was talking about the right guy. I didn't want to offend him.
No, yeah, he kills it, man. He is awesome.
Yeah, he's reached out a couple times on Instagram, and I've fallen through because I'm an idiot. But I always see his photos. Like, dude, he makes such good looking cables, and he made some cables for some fractal builds, and I still use them.
Did you watch the video that I did of the Cyberpunk Lian Li 011 Dynamic XL build?
I didn't watch the video. I kind of skimmed through it. I saw the before and after.
Did you see the cables?
The yellow and pink,
purple
ones. Yes.
Oh my god, they're so
that was
sick.
N-Source, yeah.
So Joey does really good work. If you guys are looking for custom cables, go to nsource.net. And he has not paid. Well, he has paid me $4.99 to say that. Right? That's what he's paid.
That's very true. You have been compensated. You need to put this includes a
disclaimer.
Paid
Yeah.
Put the disclaimer.
Thank you very much, Joey, for stopping by the chat. So it's 9:06. You want to get out of here or what?
Yeah, I got my brother over here, so I'm gonna.
Got it. Your brother over there. You got kid and a wife and all that.
Oh boy.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out though. This was fun. Yeah. It's always enjoyable to chat with you. But maybe we'll do this again whenever. We can even do it on your channel if you want. Just let me know.
Yeah, I need to start getting back into the live stream thing. I used to do it on Twitch just because I was unsure of how live streams were affecting like video momentum, viewership momentum on the
Yes.
YouTube side of things. But at this point, I really could care less. Like I just don't care. Like I used to care so much about like initial viewership and this and that, but like I've started shifting my content to where I'm more focused on like the long game, or like their
Yeah.
tutorials that will be relevant 5 years from now. You know, those videos are still getting clicks. Like that's the kind of stuff I think I'm going to shift to a little more. And so yeah, the first hour or two metrics, like I used to
Yeah.
hate seeing that crap because like a lot of times it wouldn't perform the way I used to, see them perform just because of how YouTube is. But care now. As long as my advertisers are happy and my core viewer base is happy and we're bringing in new people, that's all I can
Yeah.
really do.
Yeah, I mean, I do watch that stuff, and as much work as you put into a video, sometimes it is disappointing to see that trajectory bar fall underneath
Yeah, yeah.
the gray.
It's
Like,
inevitable. Like you're always gonna
yeah,
have videos above and below that.
yeah. But some of the ones that you really expect to do well and you put a lot of time into, like, just I know you got to go, but like as a quick example,
Okay.
my AMD 6000 series videos perform like dog shit. Like
Yeah.
my unboxing video got, I don't know, 4,000 views, and then my review video less.
Are you
My review,
less than the unboxing?
yep. Which I don't even know. I spent like 2 weeks testing, like benchmarking
Yeah.
stuff, doing comparisons. So it was that kind of thing where I'm like, this is a quality video. There's a lot of information here. I put a lot of time into it, and to see that fall short, that's disappointing. But when you have like your regular videos and like one does better or one does worse, like, okay, that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, but I understand. Like you put like the videos, and it's the same on my end. I feel like the videos that I put the most work into are the ones that go like less appreciated at the end of the
Yeah.
day and YouTube algorithmized. And it's really made me kind of reflect on the type of content that I produce and at the end of the day, like if we're in the same space, if we're making similar videos, unless we're collabing, which is always a good thing. Collabing is
Yeah.
always, that's always mutually beneficial. We're still more or less competing with each other. We're competing for viewership. Are they going to click on my video or yours? Are they going to click on both? Maybe they just like my thumbnail more than yours, or vice versa. Like there's still like a little competition there between who gets the click. And there's just, there's some channels you're just not going to like, you're not going to be able to keep up with,
Yeah.
and just they have that much more of a pull. They're doing all this back end SEO crap that's making their videos so much more popular. They're ranking so much higher than ours
I
that
know.
are being lost in translation. But I bet you if you went back and checked that video's analytics, you're still getting views on that video. And that's very different than a video that's like kind of an in the moment behind the scenes thing where it's like a current event type thing.
Yeah.
That video will probably do well initially, but then kind of die off and then just disappear. But the videos that are like reviews about products that are relevant for years, those will still gain views over time, and they'll still make, I mean, it'll be cents on the dollar, but like it'll still
Yeah.
kind of add up. It all compiles. So that's how I've kind of trained myself to look at it. It doesn't
Yeah.
fully remedy the situation, but what else can you do? I mean, you just got to keep trying something until something sticks. It's just the nature of the business.
Yeah, man. Well, I will let you go. Go tell everybody I said hello, and thank you once again for stopping by.
Yeah, man.
Everybody, make
Yeah,
sure
of
if you guys aren't subscribed, go check out Greg's channel. It is it youtube.com/Greg Salazar now?
Yep, it is.
Okay.
It is that. Yep. I
There
don't
you
know
go.
how that wasn't taken already. I don't know. I guess my name's not like super. It's not like John Smith. I mean, that would be like awful to try to claim. But
I recently changed my video my URL. For the longest time I was my original channel, which was
the
S-Tech TV.
Yeah.
And I like recently, like a month ago, changed it to now it's /BPS Customs, and I was surprised that wasn't taken too, because I know there were when I started the channel, there were other BPS Customs.
Yep.
But now
I
I
think it's
think
just because you switched it first. Like you were the one that was
maybe
able to get the
I don't
custom
know,
URL.
but like now I have it, so I'm kind of happy, which means I have to redo all my business cards. So.
That's the only downside. Yeah, but it's worth it though in the long run.
Yeah. So all right, well, thank you very much. Everybody go
Hey,
subscribe
thanks
to
for having
Greg
me.
if you are
Appreciate
not
it.
already, and yeah, see you guys later.
All right, see you guys.
And